Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. Like all of you, I've seen the new Battlefield 1 trailer. I stopped up last night to have a look at it, and quite frankly I just don't like it. It's too vicious, too in your face, and I just don't care for it. The people that have been reviewing it on YouTube this morning, they seem to think that it's alright, but here in Britain, World War One, or as we call it, the Western Front, it's just too ingrained in the psyche of my country, because in every town and city throughout Britain there's memorials for all the soldiers that have been killed in the carnage of World War One, and it just doesn't feel right to play a game like that. I for one will not be purchasing it, and I just don't like the look of it. No disrespect to the talented guys at DICE that have created it, I'm sure it's spectacular, but the campaign and everything else about it, it just doesn't appeal to me. World War One has gone. All the people that were associated with World War One have gone, and I like to look forward to the future. I did buy Call of Duty 2, and before that the original Call of Duty. Call of Duty, the original one, had elements of the movie Enemy at the Gates, and Call of Duty 2, as you know, released in 2005, incorporated in the campaign elements that actually took place during World War II, and it was only a year after the 60th anniversary, i.e. 2004, of the D-Day landing, so that was still relatively fresh in the public mindset. Like the campaign in Modern Warfare had elements of the invasion of Iraq, and before that the Gulf War tied into the story. Not exactly, but the Middle East and the southern states of Russia. But anyway, that just leaves Infinite Warfare, and most specifically the Legacy Edition, as to what to buy. Yesterday I popped in Warrington. We got two computer gaming shops. One's called PlayStation, the other one is called Game, which is owned by a Dutch company. I popped into the PlayStation one to find out what the price of the PC Legacy one would be, and she said, after looking on the computer terminal, £65. Well, that didn't really ring true, because that's more or less the price of the one for consoles, and this shop predominantly deals with console games. So I nipped round to Game. Luckily for me, the two guys that were in Game, they are both PC gamers, so they had a look at the official sales paper, and it comes in at an eye-watering £80. It's just, PCs usually come in a bit cheaper. You can get it without the Call of Duty 4 game, that's only £45, but across all three platforms it's £80. There's a British-based website called Zavvi, which was selling it for £59.99p or £60, but you can't get your hands on it before New Year's Eve, which is a good 6 weeks after the game's released, and I don't want to do that. So it's £80, or if you're an American watching this, it's $115.44 for the Legacy Edition. While I was getting my thoughts together for this video, as you know I do things on the fly, I just did a little bit of totting up for games, and the total should surprise you, but those of you out there who know the greed of Activision, it probably wouldn't. I'll put both statistics sites I found below, but on average globally for sales across all the platforms, i.e. PlayStation, Xbox and the PC, Call of Duty 4 sold 13.5 million copies. Modern Warfare 2 sold 23 million copies. and Modern Warfare 3 probably because they wanted to see the end of the campaign to see how it concludes, sold 26,500,000 copies. Now in America, the the Infinity Warfare, the Legacy Edition with Call of Duty 4, price just a cent under $80. So if all 13.5 million people bought this game, because let's face it, they're not going to buy the game just for Infinite Warfare, they're going to buy it for the modified Call of Duty 4. Anyway, if all 13.5 million people bought it, Activision would make $1,080 million. If the same happened with Modern Warfare 2, all 23 million people bought it, Activision would make $1,840 million, and the same with Modern Warfare 3, Activision would make $2,120 million. As I said in my last video, Activision would probably do this thing again for Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 because, as you know, the end of the campaign in Call of Duty 4 left on a cliffhanger. So they're going to have Infinite Warfare Part 2 and Infinite Warfare Part 3 to jazz up the Arthur C. Clarke story about a space warfare in this system. And for the carrot, they're going to attach a modified, redone Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 to, like, two trilogy stories linked together. Whereas, you know, they're going to only release 10 maps, with odds are they're going to have the other 10 maps as DLC to get extra money. So I just did some guesstimate work. The 10 maps at $20, if again the 13.5 million people bought it, Activision would make another $270 million. Modern Warfare 2, the 6 maps, because as you know, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 came with 16 maps, so they give us 10 maps with the game and then the other 6 maps as DLC. But instead of $20, I guesstimate at $10 for the 6 maps. Activision for Modern Warfare 2 makes $230 million, and for Modern Warfare 3, the same again, they make $265 million. Totted it all up, the DLC would earn them $765 million, and totted up all the games, the CoD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, at $80 each. It'd make Activision $5,040 million, and totting them both up together, Activision will make $5,805 million, or $5.8 billion more or less, which is a little over 4 billion British pounds, which isn't bad for a game that's 5 years old and is simply copy and paste and tweak the maps up. Regarding the maps, you'd notice that in the trailer at the end of the Infinite Warfare trailer, it was just from the campaign, the first mission on the ship, the crew expendable, and you notice that the buildings in the other section was from the part of the campaign Charlie doesn't surf, when you have to fight your way through the town and get into the TV station. What the multiplayer maps would be like is anyone's guess. So it's just a question of whether Infinity Ward at E3 in 5 and a bit weeks time give us multiplayer gameplay, or just concentrate on the campaign, or they just concentrate on Infinity, I keep getting it wrong, Infinite Warfare, and just have the Call of Duty remastered tacked on at the end, because nobody would be interested, I'm guessing, at E3 about the new game, they just want to see the old game. On YouTube this morning, one guy with a bigger subscriber base than me, far bigger, he made a couple of interesting points. Will these new multiplayer maps, if, as I suspect, Infinity Ward does Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, will they have the Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 glut of perks, the kill streaks, or will it, the coders code excuse me, or will the coders code it so it's the simpler ones for Call of Duty 4, i.e. 3 kills for the radar, 5 kills for an airstrike, 7 kills for the helicopter, and make the gameplay simplistic. A lot of the people that play Call of Duty weren't alive when Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 came out, so they really don't understand how fun a simple kill streak game can be with just boots on the ground. They're just used to the excessive perks to hovering Harriers and a nuclear warhead and Moabs and this, that and the other. Will they remove all that and just have it back to basics? I got the link for the trailer Infinite Warfare by an email, and I used the reply email to reply to Infinity Ward because I want 3 questions answered. I also sent Infinity Ward a 4 texts. As you know, texts are restricted to 144 characters, so just in introduction, question 1, question 2 linked to question 1, and question 3. I'll give them, today's the 7th of May, I'll give them till the 14th to reply, then I'll do a letter on the 15th and have it in the post on the Monday, or yeah, I'll post it because the collection at the box here is not till 9 AM next morning, so I'll write the letter on Monday. The question I wanted to know is, as you know, it's all going to be dedicated servers now, including consoles, in that people don't get the overloaded domestic telephone line and nobody has an advantage. So if it's all dedicated servers, are we going to have teams similar to the dedicated servers I had when I was playing Call of Duty 4 on the PC? Namely, I played 25 versus 25 on all the maps, and yes, that does include shipment. Occasionally I played 32 versus 32 on the map shipment. 25 versus 5 and 32 versus 32. The game lasts 2 minutes. It's generally a nade fest, and it's just insanity. It's fun, but it's just too much and too crazy. Now, if they're going to have those similar sized teams, it's alright on big maps like Overgrown, Crossfire, District, to a point, Countdown, what's the other one? The larger maps. It's alright for that, but on the smaller maps it's just too much. So I just wanted to know, for the second question, if they're going to have 25 versus 25 because it's dedicated servers, are the maps going to be tweaked so they can accommodate such a large team? If it's only 12 versus 12, well then again, in maps like Crossfire, District, Overgrown, you're spending most of your time trying to find other players, because the size of the team doesn't make much gameplay, but when you have bigger teams with 25 versus 25, there's always lots of different firefights going on all over the map, and you're not running around trying to find individual players. The third question is, are they going to provide mod tools? Because as you know, if you're a PC gamer playing Call of Duty 4, lots of talented individuals and teams made mods for the game that you could download and different types of maps. in Call of Duty 2 they have all sorts of different types of scenarios and maps via the modding tools. So are they going to provide a set of mod tools to go with the redone maps, or are they going to just charge us DLC and for extra money? The mod tools, I don't know if it could work with a console, but it would definitely work with PC. But then again, that's what I want to know. Whether I would buy it, the Infinity Warfare and the Legacy Edition especially, I don't know. The money is not important, that doesn't bother me, but the fact that we might just be getting a rehash because we don't know what the multiplayer games, the multiplayer maps look like. We've only been given a teaser trailer for the campaign maps, and as you know, the campaign maps always look better than the multiplayer maps because the campaign, it's more detailed. I wish that they'd have a dual campaign map, multiplayer map, and just take out all the AI elements, and that would be fine with me. But anyway, that's just my interpretation. But I don't want to buy Battlefield 1. It just doesn't appeal to me. Whether I buy Infinite Warfare, we'll have to see what happens at E3 and see what the presentation is on the Monday before it starts in a little over 5 weeks from now. I'll be doing some gameplay probably next weekend because, as you know, if you play Battlefield 4, EA DICE has given us, those that didn't buy the DLC, the Dragon Teeth expansion, and I've not played those 4 maps that come with it, and there's more free DLC to come. So whether they're going to pull the plug on that sometime in the future when Battlefield 1 comes out, I don't know, but until then I'll be playing that probably next week. I think I'll wrap it up now, so I'll let you know what Activision/EA Infinity Ward says when they reply, or if they reply. But until then, you know the routine: like, dislike, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, completely up to you. So until probably next weekend when I do some gameplay, that's it for this one. Okay then, bye.